Hello there, YouTube subscribers. BladePaw18 here. Well, now 21. This past Wednesday. Whew. Legal. Anyway, as I said, I am now on to doing the first part of a review on the Purpleheart Armoury synthetic Sabre. One of them, anyway. This particular model can also come shortened. Comes a shortened 22-inch blade for those of you who are pirate fans desiring a cutlass. However, I opted for the 34-inch Sabre blade. Is that not lovely right there? More on to, if you happen to see the decorations, I will explain them in just a few minutes. This came originally with a hardened leather handguard. Listen to that. That is protection, and that is the second worst thing to brass knuckles, if it hits you. I can tell you that. However, I found out after a good amount of use that the handguard has the handguard on here had a small protrusion out the back, which when you're doing Milanese, you see, it knocks up against the wrist, and that, I know you're not going to be uncomfortable, you're not going to be exactly comfortable in a fight, but if you are constantly getting this on your wrist, there's going to be trouble. So, I opted to purchase their crossguard as well, and it has worked like a beauty. You can see the blade here, simple rubber grip here with a threaded nylon pommel. Now, as I said, on to the basic. Now on to what I said I would say. The details. For anybody who has not seen or heard of Arn the Knight Templar, pause this and go watch it. You will not regret it. For the longest time, just on a side note, for the longest time I had wanted to find a good film which does not show the Crusades as just, oh, Christians, they're off to take Jerusalem for themselves. This was a fair not so much documentary. It was an adaptation of a book series, as I understand it. I mean, and both sides were given their fair share. But the sword that the main character on was given was very ornate. Down the blade was the phrase "In hoc signo vinces." Through this sign you will conquer. So I decided to give my own little spin on it. I mean, granted, because this is a practice blade, I was able to use a little marker there. The phrase "Unus ora defendo unus fides," one edge to defend the one faith. For anybody who has not seen my postings, I am Catholic. Proud of it. I will not change. But anyway, that's not the purpose here. I have had this for the past 3 months, and I have to say, aside from, let's see if I can get this, a slight bend in the blade, it is one of the best wasters I have. Not discounting my cold steel. Go in. My cold steel wasters, my cold steel custom cutlass trainer. But this is the one I use mostly because I much prefer a good blade that gives you reach. And I found out I wasn't honestly that big of a fan of deep curves, but I have to say, this gives you a whole lot of options. No, I wouldn't do that to y'all. I wouldn't. I love you. As you can tell, very light, around a pound, 13 ounces, very light in the hand. The point of balance about 6, 7 inches out from the hilt. I mean, this is good for one hand. This is very easy to handle, and yet there's still enough heft for the heavier cuts if you want to give any. And plus the handle, about 4 inches, 5 including the pommel, so that gives that little extra weight, sort of like a bastard sword of medieval Europe, and also just something I prefer. Handling this technique, bringing the finger over the crossguard gives that little extra feeling of control, extra grip, so you're not slipping. Yes, there is this chance that if you block with the blade, someone can slide down, knock the finger off, which is why I have managed to do this with, I believe it's called the hammer grip, but all the same, even with that, I understand that one does not want to choke it. Otherwise, this is a club, this is a cleaver, and it's not meant to do that. This is a very elegant, meant to be used as an elegant weapon, light in the hand. So, I mean, and I shout out again, Anthony de Longis, along with many of the other great swordsmen, has emphasized you want to keep just enough of a grip on the blade, as I hear in Scaramouche, light enough. Think of it as a bird. Hold it too tightly and you choke it too lightly and it flies away. Ooh, there it goes. I have used this in conjunction with, I am beginning to use this in conjunction as well with the Cold Steel medieval buckler, and it is a mean pair in the hand, which I will show you once this dratted rain clears up. It's been going on all day. Depressing, I know. Anyway, but for all intents and purposes, I have a feeling this is going to last quite a while. And I look forward to any sparring matches I am able to take this in. That being the case, I think I have done my purpose here. Have a good night, everybody. God bless.